Hello, this is Albin and I will play 15 minutes game live here on free internet chess server. I'm not making videos so often lately, but I am busy with chess definitely. There is this site ChessCube, a very good site. I am there all the time more or less, and not just playing, I am also a moderator there, site moderator, and also doing some other things for that site. So pretty much I am still into the chess, just not making videos so often. But I will make a video. Reason why I'm playing here on free internet chess server, not on ChessCube where I'm actually site moderator, is because when I go there with my ID, with my handle, I am often busy and users come to ask me something. Basically I don't have too much peace to play a video game, to play a game for a video, so I come here. I will play 15 minutes game, and let me just set the minimal rating. I'll place 1700, and it's 15 minutes, and now we are waiting for opponent to come.
Game.
And I have someone, actually it's quite it's a high rated player, over 2000 on 15 minutes on free internet chess server. That's strong player. And we have actually I think this is a Budapest gambit. I must say I hate playing against this as a white. Definitely I hate playing, but what should I do? I will go with knight f6, and here I will play knight to d2. I believe he will eventually, maybe even now, take this pawn, and here I will play g3. That's my idea. Of course there is no mate here with knight takes f3, because I can take with my knight. Usually I could not take with the pawn because of this discovered queen attacking my king. And here I will of course fianchetto. And castle. I believe my opponent in this position will make the queenside castle, because you see his queen is on e7 and immediately blocking this bishop from developing. That's maybe a problem for him. I mean, it's not a problem if he is gonna castle the queenside. I also have to think how I will develop my dark square bishop. I'm thinking knight takes knight, queen takes knight, then knight to f6 attacking the queen, and then I'm trying to consider where queen can go. Maybe queen can go, I see good squares, maybe f6, but there it could be a target to bishop to g5 sometimes, or queen to c7, also a solid play. That's one thing. Also what I could do, I could play b3 here, with the idea to develop my bishop on this diagonal. It could be quite strong, although with b3 I am weakening some of my squares like c3. But there is only one problem in that position, and that is how I will develop this knight. But actually this could be interesting. I will play rook to e1. it would be good for me if I could open up this file here, because here he's got a queen and a king. But rook to e1 has some coordination with my idea to play b3. Okay, naturally he has moved away. You see now, if I play e4, he can play knight takes knight, knight takes knight, and then he can play pawn takes pawn, and in that position I am losing a pawn. If I play e4 now, like e4, knight takes knight, check, knight takes knight, it's principal move to take with the knight, not with the bishop, and then he's got d takes e4, and I have lost the pawn. Although most likely I would have an opportunity to return this pawn after a move like after knight to g5, attacking this pawn here with the rook and the knight. Actually, this looks interesting. I will play e4, because why is it interesting? Because the play will be happening on e file, where he has his king still in the center. So even if I temporarily lose a pawn, it opens up dangerous play for white. Idea is knight takes knight now. With check. And if I take with the knight, pawn takes pawn, and attacking the knight, I move knight to g5, taking the pawn, and with the bishop, knight and rook, and it's interesting position. So we will see. In this position, I think a safe move like bishop to e7 maybe is okay. Well, maybe it's not, because I'm always in position to take this knight and then pawn takes pawn. But definitely for him is important to block this file, because after pawn takes pawn, this rook will be hitting at his king. So maybe move like bishop to e7 or bishop to d6, to e6. Bishop to e7. Bishop to e7 is good, because then he will be able to castle kingside much sooner and escape from all these threats on the central file, e file. But okay, so here we go. If pawn takes pawn, I said knight to g5 looked like the decent idea. That's one thing maybe, but here he can certainly doesn't have to play that. He can play bishop to e7 looks okay. And okay, now when I calculated before, I did think about knight to g5, but it's okay to, as position is developing and things become more clearer, to see maybe there is a better move in this position. I don't have to follow my variation to the end. I'm always free to stop and take a look. It's the general idea in chess. But it does seem that knight to g5 here is a principal move. So knight to g5. and we will see. Okay, basically he's gonna return this pawn, but I am considering if I have something here. If I have something strong here to play. Because my opponent, he could get a good play after knight takes knight castle, and then this knight here on e4. If by any chance I take his knight bishop takes, and he's got a good play with his bishop on f6, hitting the b2 and making hard for my dark square bishop to develop. So I'm thinking to go for complications, but I'm not really sure that I have anything here. I like idea. I just simply don't see a follow-up for knight takes pawn on f7. It's not sane move. I'm thinking bishop to f4 and then queen to b6, attacking this pawn, and actually, let's play this. Let's say what will happen after this move, because depending where this queen go, I'm considering a move like bishop to d6. I'm trying to. Well, I'm playing against strong player. I'm also playing against position, and simply I feel I have slight lead in development here, definitely, and simply I want to complicate position a little bit, make some kind of tensions. But you see, he didn't. If he played queen to b6, maybe bishop to d6 would be a annoying move. Thing is, whatever I play now, he will most likely castle. But I will take this queen because I don't have good square for my queen. I mean, where should I go with my queen? Wherever I go, opponent will castle. Now I will take this pawn here. And now it's thinking bishop to d6. Bishop to d6 is interesting because after king rook to e8, then maybe knight takes knight with check opens up some possibility to take his rook and mate him. Because he still doesn't have connected rooks, and therefore he has a back rank weakness. I'm sure he has to respond to this threat now. Okay, and now I will. He lost the exchange. I think he had no choice. So I'll just take the rook and on next move pick up the knight, and I have a advantage in this game of the exchange. It was tactics there, good that I saw it, but it's a strong player. I mean, I don't know. about you, how you are mentally prepared in the game, but somehow when I'm playing I'll take with the rook. I know bishop to f5 now coming, but then rook to e7. I have to defend this diagonal. When I'm playing against strong player, even when I make the advantage, somehow I often manage to lose that game. And I guess it's mental thing there. If I play rook here, then he can attack my rook again with the bishop and be annoying at that way. So I'll just go to back rank. If he comes with his rook, I will challenge his rook with both of my rooks. Because if I'm persistent on doubling on one file, then I leave another file open for his rook. And okay, what's the idea here? But I will just now go with my pawns towards his bishops. Okay, here maybe it's a good idea to play a bishop here before anything. So after a g4, when he comes with his bishop, then here, and I will just trade it and maybe ruin his pawn structure, but more importantly to get rid of his bishop pair, because his bishop pair is very dangerous in this type of endgame. They can always obscure my rooks, or a rook against king, always some kind of threat, because they are dangerous. And now rook here, and this is basically lost endgame for my opponent. Sure, he will try some kind of counterplay, but we will see how that will work for him. I'll play a rook here, and I'm sure he will come here with the rook with the idea to come to my
Game over.
But he resigned. It's lost endgame. I mean, even with the idea with rook to d8 to come here, I mean, I would just move my rook to e2, and he cannot come to the second rank, and I will pick up these pawns, and it's a lost endgame. Anyway, interesting game. Opponent is higher rated than me. 15 minutes. If you make this rating on 15 minutes, that's strong. So I entered in this game with a lot of respect for my opponent, and I tried to find the best moves there. There was some tactics, but you see, tactics doesn't come by itself. In positions, if we go back here, it's this idea with e4. I think it was good generally it's nothing that I saw deep or calculated. It's just intuition. I mean, the king is on the center, open up the central square, and with e4, knight takes f3, knight takes f3, d takes e4. Certainly he could have played better here. Knight g5, as I said, I would play, and here bishop 3-7, and here it was like turning point where I could just recapture the pawn, but then he would castle, and he would have a solid position, no weaknesses. Bishop pair, okay, I also have bishop pair, but position would be more or less equal. So that's why I played bishop to f4 to complicate this position a little bit. stronger player, also capable of seeing tactics, but I mean, no one can win on force. They also have to work, and you see position, they see position, and you play against the pieces with your pieces. So strong or not, you have to play a position. Anyway, since I don't know what I'm talking about anymore, I will end this video right now, but I think you know what I want to say. I mean, it's not total nonsense what I'm talking. It's nobody can force a win just like that. They have to work, they have pieces, you have pieces, and you just play the game, follow basic principles, and if you have attack, you attack. If you have to defend, you defend. And that's it. Thank you for watching.